Assalamualaikum. My name is Norli Anisa binti Fauzi and my partner name is Rohaya binti Ismail. We are in subject Law of Contract, and in this video we are going to share about perpetuity and leasehold. So, what is perpetuity? Perpetuity is a property that is legally free from hold of any entity other than the owner. The owner of such a freehold property has the right to use it for any purpose in accordance with the regulations of where the freehold is located. The sale of a freehold property requires significantly lesser paperwork, as it is not necessary to request authorization from the state. However, this also means that a freehold property is more expensive to purchase than a leasehold property. So, basically, perpetuity is a freehold property belongs entirely to the owner with no control from the government. The advantages of freehold property in Malaysia. There is no certain timeline required or to be observed when developing a freehold land. There are fewer and less stringent limitations on transferring their land. For properties that have been converted from leasehold to freehold, the state's consent is required when transferring ownership. These are then known as restricted freehold properties. And the owner have the right to subdivide and allocate the property, although still subject to town planning controls. Common misunderstanding of freehold property. Only environmental and town planning controllers can limit freehold developments. However, the state can still take back the property. This is because under the Land Acquisition Act 1960, the state has the power to take back a freehold land, provided that the property will be used for public purpose like an MRT or for economic development. An example is when the federal government acquired the freehold land on which the Ampang Park shopping centre sits in order to make way for the MRT project. In acquisitions such as this, the government compensates the owner based on the market value of the property.
So about a leased property. A leased property is when land or property under the state government is leased to the public at the fixed amount of year. The leaseholder tenure in Malaysia usually within the range of 30, 60 or 99 years. Sometimes it can even last up to 999 years. Once the lease reaches its expiration, the owner will have to give back its ownership to the state government. However, the owner also can choose to extend or to renew the lease with the consent from the state government. Okay, next I will tell you about the advantages of a leasehold property in Malaysia. I will give you two advantages of a leasehold property in Malaysia. The first one is a leasehold property would be slightly cheaper than a freehold. The second one is due to the nature of its tenure, the developer tends to make their leasehold property more attractive and equipped with facilities and features. The last one is I will talk about the common misunderstanding of a leasehold property. The first one is the ownership of a leasehold property may only be transferred with the approval of a state or an equivalent. Next is the sale of a leasehold property may take 3 plus 1 month to complete, starting from the time that state have given its consent. Sometimes it could take between 6 to 1 year to complete. The third one is if you are from Kuala Lumpur and Selangor and you are purchasing a second-hand, a leasehold property, it could take about a year or longer. And you also need a paperwork for transferring the ownership entire several consent. So that's all from us. Thank you.